Okay guys, let's spill the tea. Come on, admit it. Who else besides me has had a menopausal mishap, or two, or five, while traveling? Girl, it's happened to the best of us, and boy, have I got some stories for you. But don't worry, I got you. Today, I've got some genius travel hacks that every traveling woman over 40 needs to know. So if you're in perimenopause or menopause or even post-menopause and planning on traveling anytime soon, this packing list plus my 3 pro tips are an absolute must. So get ready to take notes and let's get started. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Rena Hedeman, founder of Thrive After 45, a community where we talk openly about all kinds of stuff we women go through at midlife and beyond. And just on a more personal note, I also happen to be the very proud mom of an Olympic athlete. I'll tell you more about that another time, but my daughter will compete at the Olympics in Paris this summer. So I am planning out exactly what to pack now because, oh my gosh, I definitely do not want to get caught off guard again like I did last time I went overseas. And I want to spare you the same hell and embarrassment that I went through. Okay, so let's get into it. I think we can all agree, sudden hot flashes are bad enough, but on an airplane or in a museum or a fancy restaurant, they're the worst. And night sweats can soak through your PJs and wet the sheets. It's bad enough when it happens at home, but somewhere else? Or how about stress incontinence in public? You know, like when you sneeze or laugh out loud? Yep. All of these things have happened to me while overseas. Once I was in a museum in Italy and a hot flash came on so suddenly, as they usually do, but this one was so bad, I literally had beads of sweat rolling down my face and my chest. The museum felt like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm with a group of people trying to pretend everything's normal, you know, so I don't disrupt things. Then 10 minutes later, well, you know what it's like. The hot flash ended, but then my bra and shirt were pretty wet, so I started to get the chills and was freezing. The hot and cold is such a pita, especially out in public where there's pretty much nothing you can do. My friend Sherry once had a hot flash that was full on for 8 hours during her entire flight from the US to Europe. She kept having to ask the airline attendant for ice cubes so she could roll them on her face, chest, and arms. It's a good idea. You should try it actually if you're stuck. And if you've seen this video of mine, you'll know about the time I had my very first experience with urgency incontinence, which I didn't even know was a thing, you guys. Well, I was out in public in Paris on a photo shoot, no less, with a photographer. Oh, of course, was a complete stranger to me. Oh my God, it was so embarrassing. Actually, it was worse than embarrassing because I couldn't find a bathroom anywhere and I had no idea what was going on with my body because it had never happened to me before. And yes, I'll admit it, I wet my pants in public, in a foreign country. About a 30-minute walk from my hotel. It's embarrassing to even tell you guys about it, even though I know you're understanding. But I mean, hopefully we're all friends here. That's why I make these videos, so we women can talk about these things openly and help support each other in the comments. You guys have been amazing at that. Okay, so here's my packing list, plus a few pointers for you that I learned the hard way. By the end of this video, you'll have all the tips and tricks you'll need to make sure that you're not caught unprepared while traveling like I was, or even at home for that matter, but especially in a foreign country. Okay, most of these essential items are things you're gonna wanna pack in your handbag, your backpack, or your belt bag, you know, whatever you tend to carry around with you, so that these must-haves are with you all the time. I mean, that's how essential they are. The first thing you definitely want to pack for your trip is actually something that you're going to need to think about and get in advance, like weeks or possibly months before your trip. And that is a prescription from your doctor, just in case you get a UTI, urinary tract infection, while overseas. Did you know that we women are much more prone to UTIs as we get older, especially after 50? I got one on that same trip to Paris I mentioned, and wow, it was crazy awful. I hadn't had a UTI in about 15 or 20 years, but it came on so suddenly, and I was extremely uncomfortable and in a lot of pain. I called my doctor in the States and was told that there was legally absolutely nothing they could do to help me since I was in a foreign country. I won't go into all the details, but just trust me, you don't want to get a UTI when you're in a foreign country if you can help it. But if you do, you definitely want to have antibiotics with you if it gets really bad, like mine did. If it's mild and you catch it early, you can try to flush it out by drinking a ton of water. I talk about what to do in this video here if you want to learn more about that. But having a prescription with you just in case will save you a ton of pain, stress, and not to sound alarmist, but if a UTI does not go away or get treated reasonably soon, it can cause serious kidney damage. The second essential to pack and have with you at all times, especially to help avoid a possible UTI in the first place, is a good water bottle. Staying hydrated at any age is really crucial, as we know, but especially during perimenopause and menopause. Did you know that as we age, our feeling of thirst decreases? Who knew? Yet our body needs more water than ever now, especially if we're on airplanes, walking around a lot, and in warm weather. So a reusable water bottle should be your travel buddy at all times. Personally, I like this size because it fits in the handbag that I bought specifically for traveling. Because the straps are slash-proof, the zippers can lock, and it has these upright side pockets for your water bottle or sunscreen or whatever you want. A smaller water bottle fits in there perfectly, and then it isn't too heavy either. Fill it up after you pass through security at the airport and keep sipping throughout your journey. Dehydration tends to make you cranky, hot, and tired, and it can make hot flashes a lot worse too. So don't let that happen to you. And speaking of hot flashes, the third essential you should pack in your handbag or backpack is a portable mini fan. This little gadget is a lifesaver when those unexpected hot flashes strike. If you keep it in your handbag, you can quickly cool down whenever you need to, whether you're on an airplane, at a museum, out to dinner, whatever. These cute little fans are compact, lightweight, and incredibly effective. And of course they vary in price, but you can get them for as little as $8 or $10. Worth every penny, and it doesn't break the bank. It's a good idea to have one in your handbag wherever you go, whether you're traveling or not, especially in summertime. Okay, number 4. If you're still in perimenopause, your cycle might surprise you when you least expect it. A friend of mine went on a week-long camping trip in Canada last summer, and, she hadn't had her period in like 10 months or something. So she just assumed her body was done. But, oh no. Her ovaries decided to have an after party, and she was caught completely unprepared in the middle of the Canadian wilderness. Luckily, there was another woman on the trip, and she had some tampons and panty liners, but ugh, can you imagine? So yeah, always pack a couple of tampons and panty liners in your handbag, even if you haven't had a period in months. It's better to be safe than sorry. Number 5 is maxi pads, but this is for a different reason. Remember the story I mentioned about my sudden, totally unexpected, mishap, shall we say, while I was on vacation in Paris a few years ago? Well, once I finally found a bathroom, I would have given anything to have had a maxi pad with me in case it happened again. And because my underwear and pants were, to be honest, soaked. Sorry for the visual, but man, I'm telling you, you definitely want to have at least a couple pads in your bag, even if you've never had urgency incontinence or stress incontinence before. Because either one can pop up unexpected anytime. It was a first for me, and it's always better to be prepared. Having these on hand will save you from a lot of potential embarrassment and discomfort, trust me. Okay, number 6. Wipes and tissues. They are your best friends when traveling. They come in handy for so many situations, from freshening up after a hot flash to dealing with unexpected spills or messes. And also, in some countries, public toilets don't supply toilet paper all the time. So keep a small pack of tissues in your handbag and thank me later. So those are the essentials you want to make sure you pack in your handbag, backpack, or belt bag so you have them with you everywhere you go on your trip. And now I've got 3 important tips for you that will really help you be more comfortable and keep those menopause and perimenopause symptoms from putting a total damper on your trip. Pro tip number 1, dress in layers. This is especially important if you tend to get hot flashes. Choose a cami or a tank top made of dry wicking fabric, not cotton. Because as you might already know, cotton does not dry easily and it holds the sweat and wetness right next to your skin all day and feels horrible. So be sure to choose a quick dry fabric for that first layer underneath, the cami or the tank top. When you dress in layers, you can easily remove a layer when needed and stay comfortable. And keep in mind that light colored clothing tends to show sweat a lot more than darker colors like navy blue. Pro tip 2 is pack an extra set of PJs or nightshirt, whatever you sleep in. If you experience night sweats in the hotel, you're going to want dry clothes nearby to change into in the middle of the night rather than having to, fumble your way around a dark, unfamiliar hotel room or Airbnb. And also get a towel and put that next to your bed too. So if you do wake up in a pool of sweat, you can quickly and easily change your PJs and put the towel on the bed and sleep on that instead of your sweaty sheets. And lastly, pro tip number 3. I know you're on vacation, but if you want to sleep better and have milder night sweats or maybe none at all, avoid alcohol, especially late at night. Sadly, even just one drink can trigger those dreaded night sweats. But I get it. It's nice to enjoy a glass of wine or a cocktail, especially on vacation. So maybe have one and enjoy it. But be sure to drink it several hours before going to bed. That can make a big difference in whether you have a sleepless night or a deep restorative night's sleep. So there you have it, the ultimate packing guide for menopausal travelers. Remember, the key is to be prepared and listen to your body. If you found these tips helpful, I'd love it if you'd give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends, especially if they're traveling anytime soon. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips on living your best life after 45. And as always, I'd love to hear your travel tips and experiences in the comments below, so please press pause and leave a comment. Then after that, I really think you're going to find these videos super interesting and helpful. Ciao, arrivederci, au revoir.